Ukrainian resistance. This is the checkpoint, which is now empty. Luckily, it's now empty, but it wasn't, and it will not if needed. Hello, guys. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Olena, your tour guide in Ukraine, and never in my life, ever before, I thought that I would guide you around Kiev at war. I'm in the city center. This is St. Michael's Cathedral here behind my back that was ruined by communists in the 30s of the last century, but now rebuilt again because the original St. Michael's Cathedral was built in the 12th century. And just next to St. Michael's Cathedral, which is always, one of the symbols of Kiev that recovers after Russian aggression. Communism was the Russian aggression to and occupation of Ukraine. So very symbolical place. Like it was rebuilt, renewed, and now it's one of the spiritual centers of Ukraine. And here next to it we have an exhibition of that illustrates what Russia committed in Ukraine, what war crimes they committed here, and of the war, of the cruel, brutal attack that they started in Ukraine 124 days ago. A full-scale attack. But in fact, the war started 8 years ago, and if you think about it, but basically it lasts for the last 3 centuries. That Russia tries to keep us under their control, but we resist. And I hope this war will be the last one, that we will win and Russia will be defeated and never again they will step on my land, because I'm very serious. We are so much ready to sacrifice ourselves like never before, I think. And we are so much ready to fight, and never before we had so much support from all over the world like today. So over there is the exhibition. It says Communism and Russianism, two isms that brought so much of pain and suffering to Ukraine. And later we will go over there. There are some burnt vehicles, destroyed vehicles. Some of them are Russian, some of them are Ukrainian, like those civilian cars. The last time I've been here, they were not here. So the exhibition becomes bigger and bigger because each day Russia commits new war crimes here. So first of all here, so this is a symbol of communism. I'm sure you are intelligent people and you know about it. This Z is a symbol of Russian aggression. There is no clear explanation why they have chosen this symbol. Looks pretty fascist symbol for me. And what we've got here. So here, description of what crimes communists did, like in 1937 and then 2022. So, for example, here it says Fedor Stepanenko, the director of the school in Kiev region, in 1938, that he was a director of the school. He loved his job, but he was accused on 16th of February 1938. He was accused of counter-revolution, that he's anti-Soviet, and there was. He was shot down in May 1938. For dozens of years, the relatives of this man basically thought that he is still alive, that he is somewhere in exile in the far east of Russia. But he was shot, and his relatives were not given even his body, and they didn't get information about him. That was a very popular story. Sometimes relatives, they kept sending some help to their relatives to the Far East, bringing food, a piece of bread to the jail even, and this food was taken by the prisoners by the guards, but they knew that the person is no more alive. Yeah, but the wife wasn't told that her husband is already dead and executed by Soviets. And now we are having another story. Now this woman in 2022, she is the director of the school in Kherson region. And she died on the 24th of February in Genichesk when Russians invaded. So history repeats itself, communism and Russians. I would even compare this Russianism not only with communism but with Nazism too, fascism too. So very similar stories that happened in 1938 and in 2022 are described here. How people of arts, like in this case, like this is Lyubov Panchenko, she was an artist. These are her wonderful paintings. She was living in Bucha, and she was killed in Bucha by Russians, this woman, this artist. Hello, I see that you say hello and hi to me. Hello to you too. I'm here in the city center for doing some personal business, personal stuff. My kids are with the babysitter at home. Right now there is air raid siren, and guys, I just hope that the missile will not hit me right now and my kids. But just in case, I left the telephone number of my sister to my babysitter, because if I do not come back, she will call my sister, and my sister hopefully will take the kids. My husband, their father, cannot come because he is in the army. This is a reality in which we are living, and never before I could imagine such awful thing. If 1 year ago somebody would told me that I will have to live through all of this, I would be really shocked, and I wouldn't just believe in it. I wouldn't believe that on this place, just in 2022, in the 21st century, we will see these, machines, burnt machines, ruined machines. So let's take a look. What is this? Rusty, ugly machines of the war, machines of death. Like this one. So it used to be Pantsir, self-propelled anti-aircraft missile system of the Russian Federation. It described here, it was destroyed nearby Vyshenki village in the Chernihiv region. Since the start of the full-scale invasion in Ukraine, Russian troops have lost no less than 7 Pantsir S-1 anti-aircraft missile system. This is one of them. Then you've got the tanks. Just looking at all of this, it makes my heart bleed, because I can imagine this thing was not only driving, it was hitting, it was killing. Ah, God. Some of these tanks, they were just rolling over, driving over the cars of civilians, just for fun, I guess, or just, for self-estimation. Listen, the hymn of Ukraine. Ще нам, браття українці, ще не вмерла Україна, ні слава, ні воля, ще нам, браття молодіє. Усміхнеться доля, згинуть наші вороженьки, як роса на сонці. Запанує ми Роду. The bell tower, St. Michael's Cathedral, never before was proposing us this music, but now it does. This is the anthem of Ukraine that starts with the world. Ukraine is not dead yet. Neither its freedom, glory, neither its voля, which means freedom, and its will. And that our enemies will disappear soon. These are the flowers put on this vehicle, this car, because this used to be a civilian car, but it's burned. You know, in Irpin, where so many people were killed by Russians, there is a cemetery of such cars. And you've probably seen this with other YouTubers, like Olga Reznikova and others. This is another car here. It's written Дети in Russian language, which means children. And as you can see, most probably, and the white means that they are civilians, and there is still blood on the chair. There is still blood on the chair. Well, I would not take a selfie in front of the tank. Me, no, I don't feel like this. Honestly, I feel vulnerable. I feel small. I feel that I am made of flesh, which is vulnerable, and these machines can really easily kill me, ruin me, destroy me, my body. And maybe even my will, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I would behave in front of such a machine. But there were people in Ukraine who didn't expect it, but they were stopping these machines, these tanks, with their bare hands. There was one man who just, throw his bicycle at a tank and then started stopping it with his hands. You see, I'm afraid even of this bird. The bird decided to protect itself. Yesterday, I'm very, any loud sound, even of this bird, which looks quite satanic. This bird, I must tell you, it scares me. Even the bird scares me. Even the bird scares me, God. What about our soldiers? How can they keep their courage? How do they keep their spirit up? How? Why is it all happening? Of BMD for an airborne combat vehicle. Why? My children, Kasia and Taras, they say that they want Russia to be defeated, Ukraine to win, but after this they want all the weapons in the world to become candies. Oh, kids, you are so naive. I don't want my Ukrainian weapons to become candies. I want Ukraine to be strong and to be able to protect itself in such a way that nobody ever will be able to attack us anymore and to hurt our children, to hurt our people. Look at all of this. Look at this. Look at this. Look. BMD-2 airborne combat vehicle. It was destroyed by an artillery strike in Hostomel. Oh, it's so ugly. The boots of some Russian soldiers. Ah. The remains of hair, of the tissue remains death. Dying like this is so ugly. It's so bad. It's so awful. But who comes with the weapon will die of this weapon. Why is it all happening? Why? It shouldn't. It shouldn't. It should be stopped, and we have to learn why it started, and we shouldn't repeat it. I mean, there were so many wars in Europe before, but I thought we learned how to live with each other in peace, respect each other, help each other, cooperate with each other, but not coming to your neighbor on the tank. It's just barbaric. It's just barbaric. This was the monument. This was the monument. It's covered with the sandbags because otherwise it can be destroyed by the cruise missiles. You know that 2 days ago there were more than 40 cruise missiles launched towards Ukraine. Yesterday there were I think 14 missiles launched towards Kiev, and 4 of them they hit the area, and 1 man died. 1 man died. It sounds easy, but a 6-year-old girl was injured. Her mother, the citizen of Russia, she was found under the debris. She was alive, but her husband and the father of this girl was dead, was killed. Yeah, we will need a lot of statues for our men, but they don't need these statues. They need just what they need. They want to come back home and hug their loved ones, their children, their wives and their husbands and their boyfriends and their girlfriends. Some of them are so young. What's that? We must have thousands of fighters to win the war, so we are recruiting for all ages, genders and skill levels to none. Recruitment militar parados. WhatsApp, American, I think it's American phone number. Aid in Ukraine, gmail.com. While every global leader childishly fears Putin and stupidly suppresses their civilian heroes to be hidden, we here are not afraid and will always boldly celebrate and honor all those that put their lives on hold, spend person funds, and are willing to die for humanity as the greatest humans on the planet, and no mountain of praise would ever suffice. Those that have died here are the finest examples in all of history of kindness, caring, unselfishness, generosity, and true altruism for mankind, and we should honor at all cost. They themselves should deserve global military action for their heroism. Demand leaders deliver the swift victory befitting them. The number beside the country is the fighters here. We desperately need help with information on accurate military deaths, if you can send details. So here on this car it's written children. Children, дети, in Russian language, children. But the car was hit and people were dead, were killed. The same children was written in front of the huge drama theater in Mariupol where many people were hiding. And a super heavy, super huge bomb, Russians just throw it on the top of the theater and destroyed the shelter. behind those vehicles over there, there is the Ministry for Foreign Affairs of Ukraine. And here is our beautiful St. Michael's Cathedral. So St. Michael's Cathedral means a lot to me. I already was saying this in some videos that I'm not a religious person, but by tradition I am a Christian. Yeah, I am the Orthodox Christian, as the majority of Ukrainians are, and to keep the tradition alive, because religion helped a lot Ukraine to keep its identity as Ukrainians. I baptized Katya and Taras in this church. Well, not in the cathedral itself, but to the right from it, a little bit further, there is like a small wooden church, which is old one. And I baptized my kids over there, Katya and Taras. They are 5 and 7 years old. Now Darina, yesterday, 2 days ago, she was 8 months old. And she's not baptized yet, because I want to do this after the war is over, and I have a feeling that it will help to finish the war, to bring the victory sooner. It's childish probably, but many people here, do this. Like, some men do not cut their beard, for example, till the victory. My friend, one of those who were sitting yesterday, if you watched my stream yesterday, on the bench, she is not coloring her gray hair, and this is what many women do right now. They do not color the gray hair on their head. They will do this after the victory, because this gray hair is about the war. So many gray hairs appeared on the heads of the local men and women these days. So I will do this. I will baptize Darina after the war in this church. And I will do this. I invited a woman who helped me so much in the basement, in the shelter, when Russians were almost here in Kiev, just very close to us. And she was helping so much with Darina. And I hope we will do this. And I want to do this with my husband when he comes back from the war alive. A friend of mine was captured in the east of Ukraine. I discovered it yesterday. He is alive, thanks God, but he is a prisoner of Russians, and I know how bad they are, and I'm so scared that they will hurt him and they will cause a lot of pain to him. But I hope he will stay strong. God, please help him. Please help us. God, if you exist, stop all of this, please. Why is it all happening? God, it's so awful. Well, guys, I need to come back to my children. I need to take them to the swimming pool. I need to tell them it's all gonna be okay, kids. Daddy will come back. You will come to school in September. No missile will hit our home when we are sleeping. Even though it happens from time to time. You should not be afraid. But not because you are safe, but because it makes no sense to be afraid. You just have to keep it up. You just have to keep calm and carry on. And you just have to stay strong and hope that everything will be okay. Because if you do not hope, then what's left? If you do not hope, then what is it all for? We just have no right to give up, because so many people already sacrificed their lives for us to be alive. So we are responsible for this. we have the duty to keep living and even be happy, feel happy.
I'd stop out here longer, but I've just got obligation.
Well, take care, guys. Thank you for watching this. Sorry for these tears, but I just can't keep it all in myself. Thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for going through all of this with me, for your support. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.